Ladies and gentlemen, even though times are tough during this quarantine period in New Jersey, it's important to highlight positive Second Amendment news when we come across it. We recently paid a visit to Englishtown's Borough Council meeting and brought to their attention some concerns from local residents. We're very happy to report that the council and police chief are friends of the Second Amendment and committed as a borough to comply with New Jersey state statutes with no additional requirements for firearm applicants. Enjoy our dialogue with the council. We hope many other townships and cities throughout New Jersey can hold themselves to the same standards of Englishtown. Once again, we want to thank the mayor, council, and Chief Cooke for addressing this serious matter with the respect it deserves.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. My name is Alejandro and I'm with the New Jersey Second Amendment Society. I wanted to first talk about our organization. We're a New Jersey-based organization. We're a nonprofit civil rights group that specializes in the Second Amendment. We are New Jersey's largest. We have about 15,000 members. The reason I'm here tonight is to talk about a project we launched a couple of years ago called Operation Establish Compliance. It's an opportunity for our members to notify us when a town is violating New Jersey's statutes, specifically 2C 58-3, which lists the requirements that are needed when somebody applies for a firearm application card or a pistol purchase permit. Now, over the past couple months, we've had a lot of complaints about other towns. We've addressed them, sometimes just talking to the police chief, talking to the council. Sometimes we have to file a complaint with the appropriate prosecutor's office to get them addressed. But most of the time they're handled amicably and we resolve them just by talking about it. Now, the issue that we have a lot with our members, we received about 3 complaints over the past couple months, is that they're unfamiliar with the process on how somebody can apply for a firearm card. So they contact us, we have to look into it, and then provide them instruction. The town of Manalapan has all that information on their website where the residents can just Google how to buy a gun, Englishtown, New Jersey, how to buy a gun in Manalapan, New Jersey, and that information will pop up on their website. And it'll provide all the information, detailed instructions, how to go through it. So that was going to be one of my requests, is that it would be an issue to put that information onto the website so that residents would stop calling the police department, which they're telling me to do, or calling us asking for this information, because it should be readily accessible, especially because it's a constitutional right. New Jersey just modernized the system where they have the New Jersey FAR system. It's all done digitally, but you need what's called an ORI number, which is the number that's issued to your town. So they're calling us, asking us if we know it, or they're calling us, they're calling the police department. The biggest complaint we receive is that...
So if we put this on the website, that number would be on there. Do you have a sample of what actually is required, so there is no ambiguity in it?
We can provide you a template to use. I know Manalapan, I reviewed theirs. They have a very good template on their website. They list all the instructions and cites the laws.
If you download the permit request.
You don't need that. You would actually just go to a link which takes you to the New Jersey State website.
Okay.
And then from there, you just need to get the ORI number. Okay. So if there's a problem with people accessing that information, so we just ask that maybe Englishtown will put it onto the website. Yep. Manalapan has a very good one where it actually details all the instructions and exactly how to do it, so that it would streamline the process for your residents like they do with Manalapan.
Okay. And that would have the ORI number in there?
Exactly. Yeah, you'd have it on your website.
So have you met with the chief to go over what...
We spoke briefly a little bit. The main issue that we've been getting complaints about is people are telling us that the town is requiring them to have home inspections when the police department is issuing the firearm identification card, and also requiring additional information such as a utility bill, a bank statement, a birth certificate, and so forth. Now that's a direct violation of 2C 58-3, which only requires a photo ID, the 2 forms SPS 66, which is the mental health check, and STS 33, which is the actual application form.
We'll take that information that you believe in. Manalapan has a good one. Yeah. Let the chief look at it, get the OI number, we'll put it on a website, and we should be done with this, and then the people can go and do their own thing.
That would streamline the application process.
Then we'll do.
There's no law about that.
We'll take care of it.
Yeah. What I want to talk
I'm not
about.
going to sit here and debate that someone said something, because you can say anything and there's no way of us to refute it or the police to refute it or whatever. So we'll let that go. We will now put that on our website, so it'll make it much easier for a resident in the borough of Englishtown to go through the process and get their code.
Okay, but to put it on the record, can you ask the police chief if he's requiring home inspections to find out if somebody's...
Chief, what do you
We're not doing a
require?
home inspection. We go to the house, You gotta verify they live there, right?
Verify they live there, we meet them at the house, I tell officers, you have no right to go in the house, and they do not. Sometimes they're invited in, people say, would you like to come in? I mean, that's them inviting the officer in. The officer doesn't say, I have to come into your home. They go there and meet, just, verify you live there, and then they're gone.
But that's still a requirement that
They have to
the
live in the
issuing
borough.
authority, which is us, the officer has to go out to verify that that person is a resident. That's part of the code. That's part of that UC, whatever one you just read.
But
Not
based,
really.
No?
No.
So
What you
then
do is
why-
when you complete the application, Mayor, it's a certification by the applicant that the address and the information contained on the application.
So then why are we out
is
going
in
out?
fact correct.
So then we don't have to verify that then?
They're
They're
told
under
to
perjury for
investigate
saying they
and
are.
confirm.
If they sign that and it's not correct, they're under their perjury. The false statement on a governmental form.
I got a
So
question.
then why, so if you're saying to us, we don't have to go out and verify their employees, if they sign that document, that is it?
So
I got a conflict
we don't-
here right now.
we don't verify
Hold on, I'm saying right now, and you're saying, hold on.
Residence.
I have the attorney, I just want to get it clear in my senile little mind. All right, that the legislation that UC code, whatever you're on, states all they have to do is X. We do not have to go out to verify that they are a resident in the borough of Englishtown. By them signing it and attesting to it, they're stating it. The police doesn't have to come out.
and they have to show the driver's license.
And driver's license with that address.
Yes.
Okay,
Of
is
course.
that Joseph? So
correct.
that's sufficient. All
Okay.
right, so let's get it right here. Everybody here, every one council member, based on what you're saying and our attorney is, the person, if we put this on a website, or anybody shows up to get the permit, because we're not gonna get it up tonight, all they have to do is show the valid driver's license with an address in Englishtown, and they attest to that on that form. We do not have to send the police out there to verify that.
And there's law specifically, if they lie on the form, it's a fourth degree
It's a
crime.
perjury.
It's perjury, and not only perjury, it's a violation of
And you're not gonna get a weapon.
And you're gonna get a criminal record, which
Right.
would automatically.
All right, Joe, so we're on the thing, so the police chief right now,
But that's how you verify if they're lying.
well, we're not getting to
Yeah.
verify
No,
that.
it's showing the driver's license.
If that driver's license, if they want to falsify a document, that's on them.
The application says that you're certifying that, and that if you falsify that, there's a penalty for that.
Right, but we're not obligated under the current statute law to send a police officer out to verify that person lives there.
As I said earlier, then, when I went through, the training is different from what they're training now. Like, when I went through, we had to check people's employment, which I always thought was ridiculous. Now, they're saying no, unless there's employment is tied to the reason why the person needs a gun, like they're putting down they're an armored car driver, or if they're a police officer who's only 19 years old, the law says you can't have a pistol till you're 21, but obviously if you're a police officer, you're
Well, I have
exempt.
our attorney
Let
here.
me clarify.
Let's
There
clarify
are
this
two
tonight.
things that we're talking about. It sounds like they're cross purposes. Purchasing a firearm in New Jersey requires the applicant who wants to purchase a firearm, and that's generally referring to a long gun, to obtain a firearm purchaser ID
Permit
card,
to
which
purchase.
requires a fingerprint and approval by the municipal chief of police. You're going to get the license form signed by the chief of police. That's for the firearm purchasing ID card. The second, and more complicated purchasing application deals with what's called an individual pistol purchasing permit. Now, to be able to get a pistol purchasing permit, you first have to have the firearms purchaser's ID card. Then you make an individual application for each handgun that you wish to purchase. The handgun application is substantially similar to the general permit application for firearms purchaser's ID card, but they are individual per pistol. Now, a few years ago, the state of New Jersey, for whatever reason, said, well, you can't buy more than 3 handgun every other month. Or
One handgun per month.
now,
People who come to New Jersey.
I feel safer when the legislature enacts idiotic laws, and that's obviously an idiotic law, but that editorial comment aside, it's 2 permits, 2 separate issues, and 2 ways to deal with it. Correct?
Yes, sir, and then you can
I
get
just had a
that.
question, is that a recording there?
Yes, it is. Our members asked, we just.
So our whole meeting's been recorded?
No, just this portion.
Oh, okay.
We just like to report back to our members because they want to ask how we're addressing these issues and delays and so forth. But the statute also states that no additional requirements and conditions can be allowed. So by asking somebody for a bill, a social security card, a birth certificate, any of those additional requirements is a violation of the statute. So a photo ID based from New Jersey, a driver's license, would be sufficient to satisfy, and that was another issue that people were saying, that they were being required to show additional information.
So based on our explanation by yourself and our attorney, we will direct from henceforward that we do not send any officers out to any home. We don't ask for any additional information. So Chief, send a memo down to those who do that process. No other information will be required except what is on that website.
Wonderful. And our resources are always accessible to the town, our legal team, that would address these issues. When
Well, I actually have a question for you.
Sure.
The firearms laws in New Jersey are, for
Draconian?
lack of a better
I didn't know
term, Byzantine. I can understand draconian, but trying to figure out what is legal,
Oh, yeah.
what is illegal.
I mean, the types of firearms.
Well, I don't have that debate here
Not
tonight.
now.
That's
Well, I'm
not
just
allowed.
saying, do you publish any sort of handout booklet that kind of tries to make sense if I'm transporting it? It must be in the trunk, the weapon must be unloaded.
Yes. We have a resources section on our website, and if you have a question, you can always email us directly and ask these things, and our legal team will review it and provide that. Typically, we put that information up onto the website after, because if you're wondering this information and asking these questions, there's probably a lot of other people there as well. So eventually, it'll be aggregated by the search engine. So if you search, is a Glock 17 legal in New Jersey, it's going to come up, and it'll come up on our website and direct you to that information.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Have a wonderful evening.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.